If you're a big swim team and you like to order a lot of gear, maybe you ought to check out Swim Outlet Team Division for these reasons. Swim teams receive a 10% discount on bulk orders. Swim teams or organizations get an 8% commission on referred sales. You'll also like their customization services, which is affordable and available at all times during the year for all team gear. With over 50,000 items in stock, you can get most anything you want. Swim Outlet Team Division. You need to try it out. You'll be glad you did.
This is the Morning Swim Show for Monday, November 26, 2012. I'm your host, Jeff Cummings. Last week, Mary Kay Samko reached a major milestone in her coaching career, earning her 300th dual meet victory at Bentley University. Mary Kay Samko joins us now in the Finis Monitor from Waltham, Massachusetts to talk about it. Coach, welcome to the show. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Well, congratulations on this win, 300 at Bentley University. I mean, you coach the men's and women's teams there, so I guess that's why you're able to rack up so many over 17 years.
And that's my son reminded me of that. He said, well, Mom, you do have an advantage. You coach two teams.
Well, it's still a great feat. Let's talk about that dual meet. It was versus UMass Dartmouth on November 17th. Your women's team won by a score of 126-92. Now, on the surface, probably a routine dual meet, but were you thinking about this milestone throughout the day?
I really didn't realize it was about to happen until all of my alumni, or many of my alumni, appeared in the stands. And so we're like, oh, we're here for the big event. I'm like, what big event? So I knew as it was going on, I guess.
Well, that must have been pretty special to see some of your past swimmers show up.
Yeah, it was great.
So tell me what the meet was like for you. I mean, in terms of how your swimmers did and in terms of performance outside of it being an historic day.
Well, the previous weekend we swam against Brandeis University, which is they're in Waltham, so they will be a rivalry once again. They've disbanded their program for 2 years, and they are back at it, and they're going to look good. But both of us, Brandeis and us, did not have a great meet the previous weekend. So we were looking to Saturday to try to swim a little bit faster and try to be more focused, and I think they brought that very well.
And I also want to mention that your men's team against UMass Dartmouth made it 301 meet wins for you.
No.
So now you're over the hill. It's all downhill from here.
Well, yeah, that's probably true.
Put this all in perspective. Like I said, you've been there for 17 years. How much does this milestone mean to you?
Well, when I came to Bentley, we were a 2-year-old program. We were a club for a year and then a varsity team. So our first year, it took us until our last dual meet to win a dual meet. So that was a pretty long, arduous season. And the following year, we won a few more. So it's been a climb. We started with about, I think, 6 women and 8 men. And I now have 53 swimmers total, so for us, it's all about building the program and building at Bentley. And we're real proud of what we did.
Just want to kind of just touch on this milestone win for you again. Did they have any kind of parade, any kind of celebration for you at Bentley?
Apparently my current team came in one of the nights last week and took a picture of the whole team with the letters 300 behind it, and they all held up their fingers to 3s and 0s, and so they presented me with a big picture of the whole team with the 300, and we have a brand new scoreboard, a new Daktronics scoreboard, and they flashed a picture with congratulations on 300 wins with the picture of the team. So that was great, and it brought the fans into the meet as well. That was really pretty exciting, and it was tingles down your spine.
That is pretty impressive. That is great to feel. Now, you're a Division II school, and some people might say Division II is easier than Division I, but I would imagine a lot of your wins over the years didn't come easy.
Well, as I said early on, there were none, so they didn't. And I guess what's fun about swimming is on paper things look one way, but if you touch the wall first you get 9 points. If you touch the wall second, you get 4 points, and 1/10 of a second is a difference. So we talk a lot about getting your hands on the wall first, and that making the difference between winning and losing. Yes, some are very hard fought. I love the ones that come down to the last relay. We had our first meet this year was against Lemoyne College, which is a Northeast 10 conference rival. And that came down to the men's last relay, and it came down to a touch. And those are the fun ones. Those are the ones you remember the most too.
Talk about the team atmosphere there at Bentley. Do the men and women train together?
Yes, we do. We've got an 8-lane pool, and our lanes are 10 feet wide, which is sort of unusual, but really great. We can put 6 kids in a lane at a time. We can swim butterfly side by side and not hit. We've got a great training atmosphere, big pool deck. We have a space for dry land as well. So we do train together. We sometimes have different groups train at different times. We can train specialty groups, but men and women together make it, I think, a little bit more competitive and more of a family atmosphere, I guess.
Well, it's not to say that Division II schools don't deserve great pools. They obviously do, but I mean, this is kind of surprising to me to hear that a Division II school, kind of a more tech school, has put a lot of money and probably even a lot of faith in your program to create this facility for you.
Well, our athletic director will tell you we have the best facilities around in our conference. We've got 2 turf fields, we've got other grass fields, we've got a gorgeous baseball venue, we've got this pool, we've got a varsity weight room and a weight room for our student athletes. But we are a business school as well as a liberal arts school, but we're cutting edge in a lot of the things we do, and sports are not left behind.
It must make it easy for you to recruit when you bring students out for recruiting trips and they see that pool. They're probably like, where do I sign?
Well, especially in New England, there aren't a whole lot of really nice pools in New England because of our space disadvantage, I guess. We've got Harvard and BU who have gorgeous facilities, and MIT. But I would say after them, we're probably next around this area, which is nice.
I looked on your roster, and obviously you have a lot of kids that are from the New England area, very few from outside of there. How much do you look outside of New England for recruits?
When I first came here, we were a commuter school primarily, and we have changed now to almost 98% kids live on this campus. So we have evolved from local New England, to now more East Coast. I have a boy from the Philippines, which is great. I have a couple of kids from California. So we're trying to branch out in that way. We're looking at some people from Texas next year. Chicago has started to be a real nice place for us to look. And a lot of that is, we like the New York metropolitan area because we can bring kids in here and we can place them in jobs in the financial markets in New York. Same with Chicago. And then we're trying to branch out to other places.
Now, you had 2 NCAA All-Americans in 2011. It was the first 2 for your swimming program. Are we going to see any more of those this season?
Well, we hope so. Jessica Hodgson is a senior. She was our first one actually to gain All-American. Ann Kataboski was an honorable mention All-American the year before, and then both of them made it the next year. And Jess went to the meet last year but did not place, so our goal this year is to get her in the top 8, and we're working hard toward it. We also had 2 academic All-Americans last year. They both made B provisional cuts and had GPAs over 3.6, and those were Nadine Edwards and Amanda Lee, and they're both still in the program, so both of them are hoping to make All-American as well.
Well, speaking of academics, I mean, as you said, you've got some great schools around you. You got Boston College, you got Harvard, you got all the Ivy League schools kind of within reach. I mean, what are the academics like there at Bentley?
We're pretty demanding academically. Actually, our business curriculum is demanding, and it prepares them for a job wherever. All of my graduates from last year are employed, except for 3 who are in our 5-year business program. So it is demanding academically. We do give them lots of time to make sure they get their work done. Bentley sets up interviews on campus with local companies and national companies as well, and our kids do take advantage of that. Their focus here is their careers going forward.
How does the rest of the season look for you, not only with dual meets, but looking forward to conference?
Our conference meet this year we usually have 2, and we are now going to 1 conference meet only. It's the Northeast 10 Conference Championship. It's the first week in February, which is very, very early. So it looks like we got to work pretty hard going up through the middle of January into taper. The disadvantage is that we hit exams around the 15th of December, which cuts back a little, and then we have the period where we can't practice from December 20th to 27th. So we'll bring them back to campus after and train hard for our chamber.
Well, I'm sure after a historic win for you, I'm sure they're going to go home during that Christmas week and work even harder to try to get that, with the goal of getting a conference win.
Well, hopefully, maybe we'll keep showing them this video so they'll remember that that's what they've got to do.
Yep, I hope that works out for you there, Mary Kay. Thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations on your 300th and 301st win, and we look forward to maybe even win number 600 a few years down the road.
Thank you very much, Jeff.
All right, so that's Mary Kay Samko joining us from Bentley College, and that's going to do it for today's morning swim show. As always, we invite you to join us on swimmingworld.com, on Facebook, or on Twitter to catch up with the latest news. I'm Jeff Cummings. Thanks for watching.